Welcome to the City Show. Pat O'Meara here. You there? That's why I do this show, because you're there. I try to educate you, inform you, give you a little entertainment. Actually, today I'm going to, well, first off, again, everything you can see on the bottom of the screen. How to love us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube, download the live stream Vimeo app where we archive everything. I'm going to be talking about rent control and home ownership today after we get past the weekly Jimmy McGreevy segment. I got both my daughters into real estate. I wanted to make sure they didn't make the same stupid mistakes I made with their youth. So I told the kids, why you have your youth, and you're both gainfully employed. One's a PhD teacher, the other one's multiple degrees. Why you guys can, and you can afford things, get into real estate. So they got our Jersey City house. It's my daughter's house now. I'm a tenant there. And I convinced them to buy a house in Seaside Heights. Home ownership is very expensive. It's taxing, dealing with tenants, even when your dad's one of them. I convinced my daughters to put in a new water heater, a 75-gallon water heater, because the old one runs off the furnace, the oil furnace. And that means the oil furnace is running 365 days a year just to make hot water. Forget about the heat. So I told the kids, I said, we eliminate the old water heater. For that matter, the thing was actually, that water heater is from the older furnace, not the new one that's there. That you get the gas-fired water heater, and this way you buy years of life on that furnace, because the furnace is only like 5 years old. You'll get another 10 years out of that furnace. Instead of running at 365, now you only run it during the winter. So now we got bids on it. We got the price. Came in like $5,000 to put the water heater in, take the old one out, kind of cramped quarters. We got McGreeny Plumbing to do it. I strongly recommend McGreeny Plumbing, because this was not an easy deal to get that big water heater through and take the old one out. You had to carry it through the apartment from the backyard with a very narrow stairwell in the backyard, because the house was built back in the 1850s, a house we have on Congress Street. Everything was pretty tight, but they did a great job. Things working. You can hardly hear this thing when it kicks in, unlike the furnace. The furnace is going to have years of life in it. So if you have some plumbing needs, you need to get a new water heater put in, I would definitely recommend McGreeny. For that matter, right, not only are we dealing with water heaters, we have a bunch of car issues with engine lights on. If you're in Jersey City, a good shop is Juan, Auto Repairs by Juan. He's on Patterson Plank Road right next to the Basics, the Gulf gas station there. He's working on both my kids' cars are there right now. And even my Lincoln is throwing an engine code. I had to work on my van. I opened a can of worms here. I'd seen a hole in the floor by my gas pedal. And I used to be a trailer mechanic, I could fix this stuff. I'd rip up, the flooring and the floor mats and all. There is no floor. It's just the beams. Everything had rotted away. So now I had to fabricate the material to reinstall the floor there. And I don't have torches and welders like I did back in the shop days. I'm in television now. So I don't have that equipment. But I got it done. All right, so what we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about Jim McGreevy, his annual weekly segment now. And we're going to talk about rent control and home ownership. You're watching The City Show? I'll be right back.
Jersey City Medical Center is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County because your heart doesn't beat just for you. So get it checked. When your bones are healthy, it lifts us all. We're delivering joy daily in our Lord Abbott Maternity Wing and providing New Jersey's only NCI-designated comprehensive cancer center. We'll continue building our medical network and taking every precaution for your safety so that we can all be healthy together.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net.
Panepinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment. adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
We're back. City Show, Pat O'Melia here. You there? Not only that, to fabricate a floor pan, I didn't have the tools, no torches, no welders, and I'm cutting this diamond plate. I got a decent pair of shears, and I'm thinking to myself, man, I really wish I had some metal snips. And I thought about it. I said, I should have bought some. After I fabricate this, well, there's a couple of steps to doing this since I don't have welders and torches, so I'm going to do more on it this weekend. I'm putting all the tools away, and what do I see? A pair of metal snips on my pegboard. I knew I have it, but I was looking at my toolbox. That wasn't thinking about looking on a pegboard. Would have made that job a lot easier, but I got a bit more plates we got to fill in, and the floor will be good. Hopefully I can get another 2 years out of the van. She's an old girl, but she runs really well. She's a 2001 Ford E250, but you've had enough of that, even though my hands are all banged up and cut from the sheet metal. Jimmy McGreevy, each week he's been supplying me with segment info. First it was Pompidou, how he feels about Pompidou, and the second was the Lowe's Theater from last week. And this weekend, Jim McGreevy has chimed in on the sewer and water infrastructure. He feels Jersey City has to step up to accommodate all the new construction, all the new development around Jersey City, which has been going on for about 20, 30 years now. I like Jim McGreevy. I like Bill O'Day. I've known Bill O'Day for 30 years. Jimmy McGreevy just about the same time. I'm trying to stay neutral in their head-to-head battle at 16, 17 months from now. I have to assume my buddy Jimmy Mack doesn't drive around Jersey City, because if he did, he would know that there is water and sewer projects going on in every part of this city. It is a huge pain in the butt to drive around Jersey City because of the Jersey City MUA is doing projects everywhere. You name it, there's a water main going in there, or there's water mains and sewers going in, there's new fire hydrants going in, everywhere in the city. I don't care what part. You want to be in Greenville, waterwork. Country Village, waterwork. Brennan Courthouse, Pavonia Avenue, waterwork. Downtown, when I go to City Hall, I got to go around all the water and sewer work going on there. In the Heights, same thing. For that matter, you can't get around Sip Avenue. I was just up on Journal Square. Sip Avenue and JFK, blocked off. They're working on it. But I think that's the end of the project, because I think it's been going on for like over a year now. They started on Route 440, or actually 1 and 9 at Sip, and where the Wonder Bagel is down there, and they're working their way to JFK. I think this may be the end of the project there, but this has been going on for probably better than a year. But they put a flood mitigation system in there also at the foot of Sip on 1 and 9. I'm pretty sure it's been working. West Side hasn't been flooding out. I'm a Heights guy, New York Avenue. They were doing water mains and sewers there. Garfield Avenue, there's a huge water main and sewer program going on right now there. Ferry Street, I just did, because trying to go down Central Avenue with all the work. Ferry Street, I think that project is done now. They were doing South Street, I think from Central to Palisade, because it made, like, you don't need any more problems trying to go down Central Avenue. But yes, let's put some water mains in. Let's put some sewers in there. For that matter, they dug up Central by South. I guess that's where they were tying in, and then they went east towards New York City. Pavonia Avenue, and I go to the Brennan Courthouse. Working on water down there. Summit and Sip Avenue, for that matter, there's a big project going over there. Yeah, you try to get over to the motor vehicles. Big water project going on there. South Street and Central, like I was just talking about, what a mess. Like I said, you don't need on Central Avenue any other kind of impediments to try to get down Central Avenue. Yes, let's do some water mains there. So I'm assuming Jimmy Mack doesn't get around the city a lot, or he would have been seeing this. We'll bring Mayor Fulop. Most of your mayors are in the studio in North Bergen, and every time Fulop comes in here, he's always complaining about time. Oh, it takes so long to get here. I tell Steve, it's not North Bergen isn't the problem. It's getting through Jersey City. Because every street you're doing waters and sewer mains on. You can't drive a straight line in Jersey City anymore because there's water and sewer projects going on. So I'm assuming Jimmy Mack doesn't drive around the city much because I'm constantly complaining about the water project. You know, can we coordinate these maybe a little better? That, you know, do one section of the city so you can get around at a time, or maybe two sections. Not every section is under construction. You know, so driving down, as soon as I see the orange vest, I know detour's coming. And if they would only like give you a couple of blocks notice on it, because when that detour comes up, you know it's a one-way street that you can't go down, so you're gonna have to go way out of your way again. But to say the city needs to step up on the water and sewer infrastructure, we are stepping all over water and sewer infrastructure here in Jersey City. And like I said, you can't go to a section of Jersey City, whether it's the Heights, whether it's downtown, whether you're in Greenville, Country Village. They're doing water and sewers down there. You can't go anywhere in the city without water. They just finished a big project. Well, that was a cave-in, too. It was like a huge sinkhole right down by Society Hill. That was, recently, I guess, in the last 6 months. You can't get away from the city's water and sewer infrastructures. So as much as I complain about it, I know in the long run, I'm going to have very fresh water, and I'm going to have good sewers. And that'll last us for 100 years. Those sewers will be running great when I'm long gone, when we're all long gone. It's a major investment being made by the city of Jersey City. So next time we're complaining about Fulop, remember, he's the guy putting in all the new sewers and water main. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
I've got cancer.
We've got the highest level of cancer care,
the latest clinical trials,
researchers working to find a cure,
and nurse navigators to guide you every step of the way.
At New Jersey's only NCI-designated Comprehensive Cancer Center, your safety has always been our top priority.
I've got cancer, but I also have peace of mind.
Jersey City Medical Center and Rutgers Cancer Institute of New Jersey. Let's beat cancer together.
Good Friend Self Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self Storage. Let us be your good friend.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
We're back. You're watching The City Show. Pat O'Melia here. Done talking about infrastructure. I don't know what Jimmy McGreevy is going to talk about next week, but if he talks, we'll report on it. Got to step up infrastructure, water and sewer infrastructure. It's all over the place. Stepping all over me. Every time you drive around the city, you can't get around it. Rent control. You know, we just had the thing in Jersey City, right to representation, where you're now, if you're facing possible eviction, you have the right to an attorney here in Jersey City. Hoboken is part of the rent control. Hoboken is, the property owners in Hoboken are recommending that a referendum be issued. They're getting the signatures for it. They need like 1,300 signatures to address the rent control in Hoboken. And Jersey City needs to do some addressing also. You know, the Portside Tower people were just before the city council again over their issues with the rent hikes from their landlords. Hoboken probably has a good idea to go out and do a referendum. But the referendum, it's probably a balanced one. I know the mayor, there was a compromise between the tenant associations and the landlord associations in Hoboken, and Mayor Ravi Bala of Hoboken vetoed the agreement. There was a consensus. Now, the property owners are going to see if they can go out and do a referendum where what they're saying, if they paid $2,500 per unit into the Hoboken Affordable Housing Trust Fund, would give, in lieu of that, they would be able to negotiate with a prospective tenant over the rent, what the monthly rent would be. And there's probably some validity in that, where some units should be affordable housing. I'm a capitalist, the American dream. You own a home, the picket fences is something you always strive for. The home was, generational investment. Again, it's a home for your family, but you're looking at it as your retirement, or you're going to give it to the kids. The burden of affordable housing shouldn't be on the property owners. The government should be involved heavily in affordable housing, as they had been. For generations they have been. The burden shouldn't be on property owners to create affordable housing. Like I said earlier, the American dream, the white picket fence and all, the largest investment most people will make in their life is buying their home. And they're buying that home, they're going to shoulder a 30-year mortgage. Right now, the mortgage rates are very high. Even when the mortgage rates are low, that mortgage payment, you're probably looking at $3,000, maybe $4,000 a month, depending on how much you put down. It is a huge burden. And again, mom and pop and even the major developers, it's not their job to can create affordable housing. I don't think I'm anti-rent control, but I'm certainly pro-American, and it's always been the capitalistic dream of the home ownership, every American's dream of home ownership. And like I said before, affordable housing was always built by the government. And it's not the property owner's responsibility to create affordable housing, especially mom and pop. Like I was saying before with my kids, there's a mortgage involved with the seaside home. There's bills to be paid. They just laid out $5,000 on a hot water heater. There are other expenses and upgrades and work that has to be done on the house. And even a major property owner or the developer, their job is a return on investment. They got people who invested in those huge buildings, the 40-story office building, or not office building, apartment buildings, or 20-story, because in Jersey City, they all seem to start at 20 and go from there. Affordable housing, actually, I guess it's a relatively new issue, at least when it comes to Jersey City. I'll go back to when I got married. You could find an apartment. I'm born in Dogpatch, Jersey City, down at the foot of St. Paul's Avenue, St. Paul and West Side by the tracks, just up from the Hackensack River. Like, everybody was born in Dogpatch there. When you reach adult age and you got your first place or you got married, basically you found another place in Dogpatch to live, whether it was on West Side Avenue, Lewis Avenue, James Street, Colbert Street, Larch Avenue, Van Wagenen, wherever it was. You didn't stray too far from home until you got a little older. And in the last 20 years, affordable housing has become more of an issue. I grew up, like I said, in Dogpatch. I lived on West Side Avenue. Then we moved over to St. Paul's Avenue. We went like one block over. And when I was old enough, I got my own apartment on South Street in Jersey City. Then I got married, and we went to New York Avenue, where it was my first apartment. Where both of them were kind of like studio apartments. New York Avenue was a little bit bigger. And then the wife said, we need to get a bigger apartment. She was now pregnant. So we went from New York Avenue over to Grace Street, where we lived on Grace Street for 17, 18 years, until we moved over to Congress Street. And all those years, until we got to Congress Street, I was a renter. But there was never any rent. You would look at an apartment in the old days, and look at it and say, this is okay, this looks nice. And, you'd ask about parking. And you'd say you take it, and then that's pretty much when you ask what the rent is. Or you've seen the advertisement in the Jersey Journal, and it had the rent there. But I don't recall ever hearing these extremely expensive rents as a young person here in Jersey City. But I'm going to get into how that started to occur here in Jersey City when we come back from commercial. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
Jersey City Medical Center has a passion for heart health. We're Hudson County's only full-service heart hospital, with innovative technologies and premier cardiovascular physicians, a partnership with Rutgers Health, the latest technology and medical advancements, and nationally renowned care for every heart in every community. Whoever your heart beats for, our hearts beat for you. Jersey City Medical Center.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or a quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Jersey City Medical Center is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County because your heart doesn't beat just for you. So get it checked. When your bones are healthy, it lifts us all. We're delivering joy daily in our Lord Abbott Maternity Wing and providing New Jersey's only NCI-designated comprehensive cancer center. We'll continue building our medical network and taking every precaution for your safety so that we can all be healthy together.
We're back. You're watching The City Show. Pat O'Malley is here. I'm giving my insight onto what happened with affordable housing in Jersey City. I'm saying 20 years ago, maybe more like 30 years ago, where that started to change with the affordable housing, and things just got a lot out of hand, money-wise. You know, affordable housing, where I grew up on West Side Avenue, there was, from St. Paul's and West Side is what we had, what was called the Row. And those houses were built, I think, after World War II, maybe after World War I. They were 2 over 2, each apartment. There was maybe 100 apartments. That was run by the city. The feds probably built it. The city ran it, and the feds gave the ownership to the city. You had Curry Woods. You had Duncan Projects. You had Marion Gardens. You had the Holland Gardens. You had the Montgomery Gardens. They were all affordable units. And, they were all, to a degree, high-rise units also. Curry Woods was a high-rise. My mom, we moved to Curry Woods late 65, 1966, and we were moving on up. This was high. We were in 71 Merritt Street, 7C, looking over the Hackensack River, where I grew up, right up the street from the Hackensack River. And my mom loved Curry Woods. This was high living. We were high rise. Unfortunately, Mom passed away when we lived there, and then we had to move out and back to Dogpatch. Those were beautiful buildings. Marion Gardens is still there. I remember them when my uncle had a restaurant, the Golden Hawk, on 1 and 9 right across from Marion Garden. Beautiful buildings. Duncan Projects were beautiful buildings. Now, they're all gone. I never understood why we can't have affordable high-rises. You look at Jersey City, what I mentioned before, everything's 20 stories, 40 stories. I was just reading something today, the Slip, that's going to be 40-story building somewhere on a downtown area of Jersey City. Why can't we build affordable housing high-rise? Curry Woods was that, and then they fell into great states of disrepair. I think out of all the buildings, there was probably around 7 to 8 that comprise Curry Woods. I think only it's either 1 or 3 Heckman Drive is still there. The rest of them were like townhouses. And they really were beautiful buildings. But when I came back in somewhere, I guess, the late 70s, moved my Aunt Rose out of there, and it was a different story. And it was not the beautiful buildings of my youth. But if market rate housing or above market rate housing can be high rises, why can't we have affordable? And the job of the city and the county is to make sure those buildings stay in a good state of repair. And in the old days, affordable housing, that was built by the feds, the state, the county, and the cities. They were all partners in there. I don't know how much the cities would pay in there, but I know the feds built a lot of that housing. The county was involved, and the cities would maintain the buildings, operate the buildings, manage the buildings. But it always brings me back to the late Bill Gorhan. He was our Ward D council person. He said, Jersey City is a terrible landlord because they let all their buildings fall into a great state of disrepair. And he was right about that. All those buildings I mentioned, Montgomery Gardens, Marion Gardens, Kerry Woods, the road, they were all built by the government. And there was never really an issue of housing in Jersey City until the escapees. The affordable buildings that were built in Jersey City were built for Jersey City residents. The children of born and raised Jersey City people who reached a certain age, they were going out on their own, they were getting married, they could find affordable apartments in Jersey City. That's gone. And that's gone because the New York escapees. You have people that are moving to Jersey City. You hear the cries of density all the time. They're moving from Manhattan. They're moving from other points of New York City where they want to still maintain the New York City lifestyle, that Manhattan lifestyle, while paying a Jersey City rent. When you hear the calls for density, we need more density. And right now we're talking about the apartments where what was an illegal apartment in the old days, the basement apartment. Hey, they're illegal now. Bring them online. If you got an apartment over a room over a garage, that's rentable. You can build some tiny houses in the back of your house. If you got enough property in the back of your house, build some tiny houses, and boom, you can rent it out. Jersey City people, we're not building all those high rises you see in Jersey City, all that development and construction going on. They're not being built for Jersey City people. They're being built for escapees from other places. And that's what's driving these rents. Our house in Jersey City, when Zillow sends me an email on what the value of the house is, I shake my head. I say, how can it be worth this much money? But it is. The property values are so high here. And those property values drive the rents because it drives the taxes. It wasn't until like the last, I'll say 30 years, I said 20 earlier, about 30 years, that this started to change, when things started to get really expensive. And that's because we are now, New York City hasn't built affordable housing. They're talking about something now. We're going to build 4,000 units of affordable housing. They haven't built spit over there in the last 20, 30 years. Those people are all coming here, and we're housing them. We became the Gold Coast for these people. Come on over here. You can still live the style, jump on a path, and go. That's what the problem with the rents here in Jersey City is. We started catering to people who aren't from Jersey City. And the same thing in Hoboken. They started catering to people from New York City because of proximity to the path. But that's what happened. Now, do we need rent control? I'm not a big rent control guy. I think if you own the building, it's your home. You should be able to charge what you want. But there's smarter people than me involved. All right, we're out of show. You be good. You be safe. I'll talk to you during the week. Good night.